What's up, everybody? Safar Wheeler, the third artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Peace up, A-Town down. It's the third, y'all. What's good? It is a humid, hot-ass day. That's what is good. That's what it is. So humid out here. Cloudy still, but sun, so I'm happy for the sun. As long as I get the sun, I'm charged. I'm more motivated to do what I got to do. I don't know about you, but that's how mine is. I don't think I could ever live anywhere. I don't think. I know. Sun all the time. I need mostly sunny days. I know every day can't be sunny. I don't expect it to be. I need some rain. I want to see the rain bring the water we need, but I also need sunshine more than most. And most people need it and don't know they need it, and other people been knowing we need it, so we go get it. Stay around it. We gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? Charge the battery, baby. Charge the battery. So anyway, I wanted to talk to y'all about a multitude of topics, especially about kind of what I just led in. So, as I was saying, by the time I got, something to eat, and finally, wow, man, I just got a message back from a friend of mine. Asking some people I know in the film biz, like, what's going on, man? What's going on? I ain't been on set. I'm trying to get that other work. What's up? What's up? See, that just goes right along with the rest of what I was about to tell y'all about. I guess it's pushing me to go ahead and get to that. But bottom line is, it was a fun day, but a long day and a crowded day. And I'm learning that a lot of people, hey, look, it's a free event. I think it's the only jazz fest of its size in the nation remaining that is free to its public, to its city, and of course that means people from other cities come too. People come from other states to see our festival. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. People come from all over the world. Come on, we have performers from all over the world. So it's a real thing, and I'm happy. I'm proud of them. I think they said year 48. Holy sheesh, 48 years. That's amazing. The event is almost as old as me. It's crazy. That's crazy right there. Like, that thing was born when I was born, a little bit thereafter, and going ever since. That's strong, man. That's strong. That's a testimony to real constant organizing and planning and making it happen no matter what. And that's hard to do, I know, because ONYXCON started as a Comic-Con. That's what we were. And we decided not to continue as an event. It was a strategic decision, which I don't regret. But I tell people all the time, I tell people recently, you can watch that in my video from ONYXCON. I was talking to, I said, black artists at ONYXCON. And I was highlighting a lot of the black artists behind tables, as vendors. And everybody you see in that video, they knew of me, or I knew them, or knew about them. It's a close-knit community. And a lot of them had been to my event when we were doing the event. So it was kind of a, a reunion kind of vibe and all that. But the thing I get from it most is that, I had to keep telling them, I said, the main reason we don't do it anymore is financial. There's other reasons too, logistics and everything. And I have to have a team that's going to do that work for me, because it's like I was describing doing 3 events in a day. I can handle that on foot by myself. But even that, the older I get, I'm going to get to a point with doing YouTube where if I don't have a camera person, I'm not going to be as enthusiastic about doing it, because holding the camera and being energetic and showing personality on camera, it's not as easy as some people have gotten used to it, because you see so many young YouTubers that do it. And I'm gonna tell you something, I'm older, I ain't old. I wouldn't call myself young, because I don't want to be young no more. I want to be what I am. I like being my age. I like being more mature and more savvy about everything I do in life. But I respect youth, and I respect elders too. More importantly, I respect elders, because they've done it all. Everybody else trying to get there, including me, But I'm going to say this. When you see all these young folk on YouTube in their 20s and 30s, some of them, they may not even look like they're in their 20s. The ones in their 20s might be in their teens. The ones in their 30s might be in their 40s. I mean, it's crazy, because people be drinking hard and partying hard. You see that on almost everybody's travel videos and stuff like that, vlog. They all into the nightlife and all that stuff. And it's almost, in their mind, an expectation of just existence. Like, I got to do that. It's like, I love a good party. I love to dance. But the drinking and all that smoking, that ain't me at all. So I've literally watched some of my favorite YouTubers age in like 5 years. Like, they do not look like they looked just 5 years ago. They got these bags under their eyes. They look, I mean, man, cats that I know are in their young 30s looking like they 40 something already, you know? So it works on you. It works on you. And it's wise not to, but people ain't gonna listen. I mean, I'm just giving the advice. You can take it or leave it. People just think that's what it's about. That's not gotta be everything. You can, yeah, I got friends that know how to drink and all that stuff in moderation. Like I say, I don't do none of it. But if you do anything in moderation, you get the results in moderation. And you're gonna look younger, longer, period. You're gonna be healthy, you're gonna be able to do longer. You know, I be watching some of these cats' videos, and I'm like, man, I'm twice this brother's age, and I'm hearing him huffing and puffing just from walking a block. I'm like, damn, man, y'all be talking about the gym. No, you in the right place right now, right down that street. Keep walking. Just keep walking. Please, keep walking. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. Hold tight for me, y'all. I know y'all ain't gonna stick around if I put it on mute, on click off for a minute. We back. We back. We back. We back telling you how to not have a heart attack. I said we back. We back telling you how to not have a heart attack. We back. We back. No, but all jokes aside, because hell, you know, there's no perfect formula, but I do know some things that just work, period. All of us. You can call that a ONYXCON fitness public service announcement, all right? Don't let nobody tell you that walking ain't enough. I saw some video just the other day, and I get what they were doing. They trying to promote muscle building because they're trying to sell you a product for you to work out and build muscle. Now, I'm somebody who believes in, yes, definitely, build muscle, stay in shape, lift things that are heavy enough to give you some resistance and keep your bones strong. Because they say when you lift, not only does it help your muscles, but your muscles being stronger, your bones get stronger. And the older we get, we definitely got to keep our bones strong. Otherwise, you get more brittle. You get more easy to bump into something. Ah, man. Damn, I mean, and it's real. I know that to be real. I know that to be real. But I will say this too. In the same video, they were trying to say, you know, walking is great, but walking and running does not build muscle. I said, who made this shit? Like, what? Why would you say that? That's not true. If you walk uphill, I'm not saying that, yeah, just straightforward walking for miles and miles. It's cardio mostly. Cardio gonna cut fat, that's for sure. The one thing, man, one of the number one things most people in America need to do is lose fat weight. So you're telling people it won't gain you muscle, but you aren't stressing people going to the gym. What? Because you got gym memberships and people have to pay them, you know, and people getting caught in that mentality, they got to pay a membership. So it's money. It's in the economy. It's always tied to somebody's wallet. So they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, you got to do. No, what you got to do is figure out what works for you. I'm not telling you that any of it is bad. It's all good. But you figure out what works for you, and don't ever tell nobody that walking ain't good enough to, you better get out of here. You can build muscle with walking, especially hiking like I do. I know for a fact, people be talking about leg day in the gym. I'll be honest, when I go in the gym, I don't do a lot of the machines for the legs, if at all. My leg day is regular. I'll walk all the time. And if you've been here long enough to be watching my content, you know me, you've seen my workouts, and you know the kind of legs I got. Now here's the other part of that. I ain't bragging about that as much as the fact that, thank you, Mom and Dad, that's genetics too. I naturally have the kind of legs I got. But in terms of the definition I gained from, say, I'd say about college, somewhere around college, it started to really show. And forward, I never had to worry about that. I always had calves. I always had, I forget all the names of the other muscles. I mean, you know, hamstrings there, they ain't exactly popping, but they there. You need those muscles. Stuff natural if you're walking constantly, and especially giving yourself resistance in walks. Like, don't run from the hills. That's the only main thing I would say to counter that silly statement I said I saw in that video. Guy talking about some walking doesn't build muscle. Bullshit, it don't. Walk up a hill. Get you a real good hill and go up that hill every day. See, don't your legs start looking like, you know? You're gonna get it. It's all about the main thing for muscle, period, is resistance. If you got any form of resistance, you can gain muscle. You can shape muscle, you can gain muscle. The heavier you lifting, the bulkier you gonna get. the lighter you lifting and the more reps, the more cut up you're gonna get. That rule does not change. I've been reading it since I was a teenager trying to figure this stuff out. You get older and everybody rewords it and says it a little different, but it's the same thing. You can't stop being human. The human body do what the human body do. Okay? Can't get around that stuff. So anyway, I just threw out, I know that was a real tangent for everything else. But as you may know, if you come to this channel enough and you subscribe, that's how I roll. When I'm on here doing my lives, I'm freestyling. You know what I'm saying? It's however I feel about whatever topics crossing my mind at the time, and I might jump around, but trust me, I still know where the hell I'm at and what the next topic was going to be. So back to that, when we was talking about I got a reply text from a friend in the film biz, because I'm in that as an actor, as a writer, producer, all that stuff. But on the Hollywood side of it, mostly history of acting and stand-in. Well, I was gonna say BG, but BG is acting as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't have to have lines. That's the first type of acting, silent film. You ain't got lines, but you make the scene. So I've done tons of that, and I did lots of stand-in. And I got a couple of lines. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Well, one major lines, and then plenty of lines independently. You know, stuff I wrote, stuff I worked on with friends for independent films. So been in the biz for 12 years. But the Hollywood side of it right now, for over, I would say, the past 3 years, but definitely the past 2 years, it has been rough. It's a desert, y'all. It's a drought out here. And it's not that productions aren't happening, stuff ain't going on, but the people I know, like, just to give you a quick resume, I'm talking about I've worked on Tyler Perry projects multiple times. I've worked on the Miss Pat show. That's probably been my number. That has been my number one. I did it this year, earlier this year. Did it last year, much more extended time last year. Like I say, this year got cut. Time got cut for all of us. I mean, everybody, except for the folks who, even the folks at the top, because they didn't necessarily work as long as they did the previous year, as many weeks or as many months or whatever. So it's and they pushing stuff back. Like every time you get a time or when something's about to happen, it's getting pushed back. It's not, and no one knows what the official day is. You're just waiting by the phone kind of thing. Every day you wake up, you're waiting by the phone. So it's like that. It's like that for real. And not a good feeling. Not a good feeling at all. But, and when I get a response from who I just got a response from, I'm like, oh snap. So this is official. Because this is somebody who's always worked. You know that friend that you know in a certain, whatever your business is, whatever you do, and like, well, like everybody else ain't got a job. They always got a job. They like, nah, not even me. I ain't got nothing right now. You're like, oh, we are doomed. Like, we are spinning in the air-ish on the fan. It is blowing. I mean, good gracious. This person ain't got work. I'm telling you, that cat, like the opposite of folk not knowing. The late great Tommy, my brother Tommy from Martin, the show Martin, he say, Tommy ain't got no job. He said, Tommy, I do have a job. So the opposite of that, like, no, not the friend who ain't got to work because somehow they got so much money, they got some endowment, some family heir money, whatever it is. No, the opposite of that, the friend who got to work and they always working. That's the person I just hit up, and they done told me that no, they not even on set right now. I'm like, oh shit, we're in trouble, y'all. We are in trouble officially. And you know, you have to be in something like what I've been in as long as I have to understand and make a statement just that clear. Now, I'm not literally basing my ability to get further work in the business off of that one individual, but they are, in a sense, a compass, an example of, and I'm talking from crew work position, not even talent on set, not in front of the camera talent. All of it's talent, but the other talent, I'm saying the crew talent. This is somebody who runs departments, who sets up stuff, man, I'm talking about history, been a legend in the biz, especially in Atlanta, you know, for what he's accomplished and all that. So for him to tell me, yeah, man, even I'm over here wondering what's next. I'm like, holy sheesh, what are we dealing with right now? This is not good at all. So that just kind of confirms something that I've always been saying before last year, before all these years. I've been thinking about this for over a decade, but it's coming closer and closer in my mind to take into serious consideration, and that is the whole expat lifestyle. You know, the whole concept of living abroad and more bang for your buck. That's the number one part of the living abroad equation. More bang for your buck. You're working so hard, or you're not working enough, so you don't have enough to pay these high ass bills as the bills are going up. So as we continue, my people, let's keep it going. So as I say, like, you know, how do you survive something like this? I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of people won't, and a lot of people are not. I mean, it's in the sense they're surviving, they're alive, but they're not happy. They're not in a good place. They are losing their jobs. I know friends of mine lately. I mean, I'm not talking statistics, people. I'm talking about hitting home. I'm talking about people I know who either them, their spouse, somebody they know lost their position, and they looking for work and they can't get it, and it ain't easy. And you know, and it's all across the board. Like you look at I'm gonna give you the real for myself. So I just applied for some stuff that I thought would have been, you know, I've done it before, and I thought, okay, no, it shouldn't be no issue. No, the systems are all broken. Stuff ain't what it used to be. Stuff don't even work the way it used to work. It's not as simple as it used to be. It's convoluted, and it's the funniest thing is, it may even look the same, but it's not the same. It's convoluted. And if you know what I'm not putting all my business out there, but anybody can read between the lines and kind of feel what I'm talking about. I'm saying when you get on the website and you're like, okay, the same button is still there. When I push that and all my information is the same, it's telling you some error message or something's not something, and you're like, huh? Like, what? And it's got you double checking, triple checking, quadruple checking yourself, thinking you did something wrong. You didn't do a damn thing wrong. The system is broken. On purpose, too, in my opinion. It's on purpose. They don't want to help you no more. They want more people falling out. They want people falling off. They want people dropping into non-existence in specific demographics. And these demographics do affect all ethnicities, all constructs, aka races, etc. And it's gonna take people coming out of funerals and out of insane asylums and out of soup lines and out of whatever else forms of what results from all these depressions to wake up for those who were asleep in November and say, oh my gosh, what did I do to myself and my so-called, what you say you love so much country? It's gonna take that for some of these folk to wake up. For the rest of us, we were awake, we were woke, true woke, the real meaning of when we say woke, back in November. We wasn't asleep then. So all of this is nothing strange. We already knew, buckle up, strap up, buckle up, research, get ready, because hell is here. We knew that. You know, and I'm gonna tell you, it's only going to get, and they say worse. I don't want to be around for worse. It's already bad enough for me, for what position I'm in, and what I'm asking y'all to always, for those who love what we're doing here. The rest of them, I'm not even talking to you. So, trollish, hating, man, people who get triggered by me saying woke and meaning what I say about the real meaning of the word, not some made up new definition in the last 5 years, man. If you don't get the hell out of my face, that is not the meaning of woke. Just get on with that bullshit. You know, people who are so afraid of other people living in their happiness, whatever that may be, as long as it ain't affecting me, I don't give a damn what they do in their bedrooms. I don't give a damn what they want to call themselves with pronouns. I don't give a damn. Live your life. We all got a right. I said we all got a right to live our lives. Universe bless. And views and opinions expressed by yours truly are not necessarily those of ONYXCON's affiliates, associates, sponsors, etc. But I can guarantee you one thing. If I call them a friend, they pretty much on the same damn page. Because we ain't playing that shit. How about that? So yeah, y'all. It is what it is out here for real. It's crucial. It's crucial. I find myself, I'll pay a bill, and I'm back at zero like nothing ever happened. I get out here, I work, you know, you try and pay attention to what wages are, what fees are on different jobs I'll take during this courier thing, you know, and they be trying to slip and slide you there. Like, I'm gonna tell you how it is. Like, the general standard is $25 an hour. That's what everybody's looking for with every order. Every order, and I don't care how many minutes, how many miles it is to deliver it. Are you giving me $25 an hour? 40 minutes, $27? Hell yeah, I want it. 38 minutes, $22? All right, fool, but I see what you're doing. You know, they play around with it. They fraction a lot. They know what we want. And so when we sit and say, no, I ain't taking that shit, and all of us drivers are doing it at the same time, then it becomes this whole slap the button game of who gonna grab it first when they put a few more cents on it. Every, I forget how many minutes, like 10 minutes maybe, I don't know. Not even that long, maybe like 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes after the order is pushed on the app, they'll push it. No one grabs it, they'll be like, oh damn, they're not gonna take it if we don't push the money up. So they keep, what started at $12.77, went to 13, went to 13.50, went to 13.77. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they play with you. Knowing that at some point, somebody's gonna get just frustrated with the waiting game. And even if they're gonna lose a couple of cents on what it's really worth based on that $25 an hour standard, they're gonna go ahead and take it. And I've been that person when I've been in a tight. But what ends up, the sick part of it all is once you get your next bill, well, it can be in there. Your phone bill, your Wi-Fi, you forgot you had signed up for that Amazon. Now you got that Prime monthly. I just refunded Prime. Being transparent. Did you hear what I said? Just to keep this thing pushing so that when I finish this order I'm on right now, yeah, I'll have enough to get a full tank. But until I finish the order, I don't currently have enough to do the full tank. Somebody holler to hear me. Hit that subscribe button because you respect the truth. I don't mind giving the truth because I got to be an example for somebody who needs to know you're not alone. It's not just you. We are all out here wondering what the funk is going on. Why is it no matter how, what used to be my get by ain't even enough no more. I can't even get by no more. That's critical, man. When people can't get by no more, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. It is dangerous. You know, I told a story about something I saw yesterday. It was on another live, different platform we have. But we're also on what's called fan base. I've talked about it many times. I've done videos about it. I want to know about it. You need to be on there. If you're progressive, you want to make some real money with your social media time, not just be, you know, scrolling, and you look at the hours of time you spend scrolling and you make nothing from it. You got a site, you got talent, you show what you do, people like it. That ain't helping you pay no bill. Get on fan base, okay? Because over there, you got regular likes that are free, and then you got hearts that you have to pay for. This is not a paid advertisement. This is just me loving the site enough to tell people about it. Word of mouth. That's all this is right now. I went on one live one time. This is the one I always talk about. It hadn't happened since. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm transparent. I'm real, man. I don't like fake ass people online who be lying to people all the time, talking about how you can make so much money doing barely nothing. Bullshit. Everything takes effort. Everything takes effort. Okay? But you can make some money. People, some ladies got on my live and were enjoying my conversation. We kind of going back and forth, chatting up. I'm telling them about the history of ONYXCON. I made I had like $7 or $8 in one live. So altogether that month, I made like $10 and some change. Because you had to have 5 to cash out on fan. Oh man. Yeah, y'all. So like I say, I mean, everybody, and it's so crazy. Like literally with these breaks I'm taking right now, I had to get some gas. I had to just to get down the street. I'm not BSing y'all. I'm not BSing y'all. Just to get down the street, finish up this order. When I get that money, I'll be able to get a full tank of gas. When I get that money, I'll be able to get myself something to last through the rest of the week or something to eat. When I get the rest of what I'll make, hopefully for the rest of this day, if I get some orders, I'll finish off some other bills that would do. Like, it's real, people. It's real. No one's out here be online. You got folk who flex give y'all all of it. This is why when I'm feeling good and I got on one of my nice outfits that I really like, feel real confident in and everything, I still say it's still ONYXCON style. I got a lot of fresh clothes. I got a lot of nice clothing and stuff. But like I tell you all the time, most of my I have that's nice. Name was that one, and I get where it comes from because I'm young. I was young once upon a time, but the young generation now be doing. I put that issue. I be putting that issue. Man, y'all sound so goofy, but I know where it come from. I was y'all at one time, not heavily. I was never fully enthralled with that. I was always raised. I went through a stage where because I was raised so anti-labels and brands and all, and I'm still anti the BS. You know, if it's good, it's good. But quality over quantity and quality over name anyway. I don't give a damn about the name. Let me touch that thing. It ain't no real silk. That ain't no real quality wool. That ain't no real cotton. That ain't gonna last over no years. That shit. You know what I mean? I'm quick about mine. I'm so quick about it when it comes to fashion. When it comes to anything, really. But we're gonna stay on the topic real quick of fashion. You know, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. When I was in high school, you know, that's the epitome of that time when you're trying to impress the girls, you're trying to be the man, you're trying to be something in your little high school world, right? You know, and I was in the band, and that had its own pecking order of coolness. Now, I was automatically in the coolest section in the band. I was a drummer, okay? Yeah, you know. Drummers, we the man, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that compares to a drummer is like tubas, trumpets, saxophone. You know, saxophone's the sexy instrument. Trumpets get noise. I ain't gonna give them no. I'm not gonna take nothing away from. Everybody got some flaws, but I'm just being real about kind of like who the quarterbacks and everybody else are on the team. Like, it's kind of like this. It's like the quarterback is the drum major. They the running backs and linesmen and everything. Not linesmen. I'm sorry. Star running backs. Star anybody who runs that ball. Okay, that's the drum section. Okay. Everybody want to see us run the touchdown because we keep the beat of the whole damn thing. Everybody got to rely on us. Who gonna score? Yeah, the quarterback gonna throw it, but most of the time he ain't gonna run it in. Sometimes he will. Just like a good drum major. Drum majors actually play instruments. They may not always be. They're not out there showing you that when they got that baton, but they still play an instrument. Matter of fact, most of them know how to play a lot of instruments. Okay, multiple sections. So anyway, they're true musicians. True musicians. But shout out to marching band culture, man. You know what I'm saying? From high school to HBCU cultures, all that. Love it. Forever and a day. But telling you from experience, we was kind of fly like that. But even with that amount of flyness, I still, you know, wanted to boot. You always want to up your ante a little bit. You want to do something to make yourself stand out a little bit more. So I remember one Christmas, I had this obsession with wanting me, what folk call a Borsalino sometimes, or whatever. It's just an old school. These hats been around forever, but they went through phases and various elements of American style and history, from being a hat that was worn in the Old West to a hat that was worn by gangsters to a hat that was worn by hustlers of all types. And it just ended up equaling, that's that cool, smooth dude when you got one of them on, right? And yeah, y'all. So to finish my story. So I wanted this hat so bad, right? And these were never, and they never will be more than likely cheap hats. These are felt hats. These are, you know, typically handcrafted. Machines still have to be hand inspected to make sure the quality and all that. And it was by a company that makes some of the best in the world, whatever. And it was a place that I don't even think that exists no more, in Lenox Mall here in Atlanta, which is a famous mall. Everybody knows about it if you're from Atlanta. And it's kind of like Lenox, Cumberland, Cobb Galleria, Phipps, across down the street from Lenox. Those are the malls that are like top malls in Atlanta. Okay. You also got, the hood malls in certain neighborhoods, like Greenbrier Mall. When I was growing up, we had Shannon Mall, but that got torn down. It's now a movie studio. Very nice one, actually. But anyway, and I've worked over there. But anyway, you stay on point. So I was in there and I'm looking, and I used to love going in that shop too, because they had these pretty Ethiopian girls that always worked at the cash register. Oh my God, they were always some dime piece, 10 out of 10 fine ass Ethiopian girls up in there. Them Habesha pretties. Long hair, pretty eyes, pretty lips, pretty smile, pretty everything. They just pretty, Lord, they was pretty, right? And that's when I knew I was in love with Ethiopian women, right then and there. And plus, I look like them, so I used to get a little bit of that attention, because they would think, "Are you?" I'm like, "I want to be." If it gets me closer to you, teach me some language, baby. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I used to love going in there, and they had. This was before Lids, by the way. Anybody know the store Lids that sells, like, sports apparel, caps, and everything? This is way before any of that. But this particular place, this hat shop in Lenox, was like the first thing like a Lids. It was a mix of hats. You had Kangos in there. They had fitted caps. Well, fitteds weren't really around back then, not as much. I mean, fitteds are the oldest baseball cap, but they were selling the first fan bought caps that you could regularly get were snapbacks. I think that's why I don't like snapbacks now, because it was the only option I had back then. Then when they introduced fitteds, it was slowly grew into the Atlanta market. Anybody who tell you any different, they don't know real Atlanta history. Now, maybe in their neck of the woods, like somebody said, "Well, I was out in Decatur." Okay, well, that was out there. I'm talking about in the show enough Atlanta and all them hot spots like Lenox and stuff. Y'all know damn for well, when the Tilt Arcade was in the mall and the movie theater was in the mall, yeah. There was a stage now. There was a point in the history of it. Yeah, they did start bringing in fitted caps, and that became a standard. And then stores like Lids came along, and of course fitted caps came with that. But I gotta look up like what year Lids started, because I know what I'm talking about. It wasn't always around. But anyway, I saw that dang hat and I wanted it. Had my eye on it as much as I had it on them girls every time I come in the store. So to add to the beauty of my purchase, when I'm checking out, this beautiful lady handing me my hat saying, "Congratulations, enjoy your hat, your purchase. Thank you." And I'm like, "Yes, I shall. Thank you, baby." My little high school behind, they was probably all in college. They weren't thinking about me, because that's how that pecking order goes. You ain't even that much older. Now, later on in life, that age will still holler at you, but when they in college and you in high school, oh, I would never step down. And I get it. It's understood. Anyway, I'll never forget. And then I went over to, so let me tell you, the hat was like, I want to say that hat was at least $70 back then. I think. This is 90s, people. This is the 90s. All right. Then I went and bought, I think these pants were like $70. I think I had like $150 for Christmas. That was my gift, early gift. Like, go get what you want. Here's your money for Christmas. And instead of me stretching that out, when I tell you I could have bought 3 or 4 outfits off of that money back then, for the places I knew to shop and do it right, and for what was my usual style. I think that was the other thing that was starting to happen. I think this is my senior year, if I remember right. It's cool what I was trying to do. It's just it didn't make sense for the budget I had and where I was in life as a kid, right? I was trying to stretch that money in an unstretchable area of fashion. I went from sports apparel, which was my standard. That's all I used to wear, and I still love sports apparel. That's why it makes me laugh when I see how, as I aged, I just did different versions of stuff I always loved along the way. I just grew into these new phases of that's me, So, there's suited Joseph. I got nice suits in my closet. There's sporty Joseph. I got sporty stuff. There's dress casual, where no, it ain't a suit, but it's like, it's grandpa, it's Uncle Cool, It's a pair of slacks with a nice sweater and a Kango or whatever, all of that. I got all that in the repertoire. I can do any of that. But until that age of high school, senior year, I didn't give a damn about no kind of loafer, no kind of hard bottom dress shoe. I may have had one pair of dress shoes and one suit, and my mom made me get just to make sure, because every young man better have a suit. And that true teaching me was early, good stuff to and know that and get used to that. Have that in your arsenal, you know, in your wardrobe. Be ready for the war. Go out there drobing right, you know. Don't show up underdressed to the wrong occasion. Be looking the part, where whatever you want out of the opportunities, right? From a date to a job to whatever. Hello, young people, I'm talking to you now. I hope you're listening. Edutainment here, ONYXCON, let's go. So I was starting to grow into that. Let me man up my collection a little bit, you know. And I'm not saying it's less of a man. I mean, I was a kid, you know, man anyway. But I'm saying, let me grow my stuff up a little bit. And there was nothing wrong with the sporty stuff I had. It's just that's all I had. And I myself wanted to do something different. But then I realized, okay, to do that, man, it costs so much more. Like, hell, like back then, there's again another thing about back then, there's still discount stores, and I still shop that way to this day. I still up and, you know, I be in the Ross, the TJ Maxx, the Kohl's, I be killing it. Y'all know, y'all see my videos, my shorts. There ain't no shame in it. You can see the stickers on the shoes when I be flipping around. You know that's Ross. What it do? Oh, I love to do that just for fun. Yeah, guys, the rose sound. I be up in Ross. I love that store. Freaking love it. Where else can you get a pair of Jordans? And if they just brought them out the back, they clean as hell because ain't too many people done put them on, try them on. And if they fit you right, which they rarely do for me, which is why I don't buy Jordans really, because it's hard to find a pair that fits my foot just right and ain't got that weird pinch in the middle, high arch on the, so tight on your foot is choking the hell out of it. Like I wear a 12 really, but I have to get a 13. And it'd be hard as hell to find a 13 in them Jordans. But anyway, side note. So, you know, I shop discount anyway, but back then, there used to be like Champs in the mall when I was talking about Shannon Mall earlier. Man, anybody remember Shannon Mall back in the day with the Champs outlet? It was a regular Champs, then they turned it into an outlet. So you would have all these shoes that would be $25. Oh my gosh, man. You can get 4 pair of shoes for $100. Are you kidding me? Like, I used to love that store, love it. You know, now at Ross, nowadays talking, you might be able to find 2 for $100. Yeah, you can, 50-50, you can do that. You can get away with that. That's about it though. That's about as low as that goes. You could get 2 for $60 if you know how to really shop. If you're really looking hard, and you find your size, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I went up in there and I got these damn pants from, there was a store called, they might still have that store, but it's called Britches. It's an old school word for pants, really. But old English word, breeches. You put on your breeches. So, and it was a fancy ass store. Breeches was expensive as shit, okay? There wasn't nothing up in breeches damn near that wasn't close to $100 per item. And like I say, these pants I found, and they were fly, I must say. They were off the chain. They were corduroy, as I used to say, because I didn't know how to pronounce corduroy. So I used to say corduroy. And I still like the way it sounds, so I jokingly say it, corduroy. Man, them pants were so fly, y'all. They were shark skin. If you know what shark skin, anything, now sharks can have various colors per species, but typically when people say shark skin, they mean a silvery gray. And I've always had a thing for certain colors of gray. I like it. Them pants were so freaking fly. And they weren't the thick corduroy where they all, bumpy, ridgy like a Ruffles chip or nothing. No. These things, they were the tiny corduroy, the real refined. You rub across it and you notice, oh, it's got ridges. When the lady's rubbing your leg, and you're like, yeah, baby, rub a little closer. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Boy, I had to have them because I had this sweater already that somebody got me from probably my mom from Christmas that was gray. And I already had it in my head, so I'm gonna match that. I'm gonna get that hat. I'm gonna get those pants. I already got some black dress shoes. And I may have had I think I had a pea coat at the time. My first ever pea coat in life that my mom had bought me. Man, you couldn't tell me nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. It was not a pea coat. It was a London Fog, but it was gray. And London Fog is a nice jacket too. Just imagine Sherlock Holmes style, If you know what that is, look it up. But gray, matching there. That was my little high school outfit for this one day in high school where everybody was gonna dress up and try and be fly. I outflied everybody, and everybody knew it. All the girls was like, I see you now, okay. So I had my little moment at school, but real, I had my little moment. But what made me feel silly was, do you know I never wore them pair of pants? I wore them pair of pants one time again. By the time I tried to put them on again, I had gained some weight. My waistline wasn't fitting them right. They looked too tight and weird, so I didn't want to wear them. And I'll never forget when I finally, by the time I was, many years later, I think I let a friend have them or something. I just remember giving them away and thinking to myself like, wow, I only wore these things like maybe 1.5 times in my life for what they cost me. Is that worth it? Is that truly worth it? Yeah, I'm not gonna say the moment was worth the moment. It taught me a lesson. I can only tell you what I'm telling right now if I hadn't lived that lesson. I think the thing that a lot of older folk need to start telling young folk when we tell them the stories and say, I'm telling you this, so you ain't gotta repeat the mistakes I made. They gonna have their own mistakes. I think we need to start saying, literally, don't do the same thing I did. Learn from it, be aware of it, knowing they're gonna still make other mistakes. There's too many other types of mistakes to be made in a lifetime that they're not gonna make a mistake. They're gonna make a mistake. But it would behoove you to at least not make the same mistake. I think that's the wisdom that us older folk can impart on younger minds when they're trying to figure it out. It's like, just don't make the exact same mistake. Like if I'm just told you, this is how that always goes. But let me see, I want to know if that really hurts like that. Then you come back like, it really does hurt like that. And you be like, didn't I tell you? And then you be like, did you not listen to the part of you got a 2% chance of living? Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. And then they croak. You know, it's like, you gotta understand, man. I mean, I know pair of pants ain't life. I'm just saying, there's lessons on the level of something that could save your life that people won't listen to. These are the light ones. These are the easy lessons. You know what I'm saying? Do these so you ain't got to worry about them other ones. You know, getting to practice with you warm up with these. These are the ones that keep you ready for just knowing the kind of mentality you got to have to keep making it. And then you'll see from just constantly training your mind that way not to fall prey to the same old goofy stuff, you won't. You just won't. You won't go out as quick as most of your friends and peers who don't listen or don't have an example. Or when presented an example, they go with the trend versus the fact. They want to be hot. They want to be whatever is in, even though everybody keeps telling them that stuff will get you messed up, man. You'll be in a hole financially. You would have been able to do so much more with your income, but you didn't. And by the time you wake up to it, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late, people. And I think right now is a time of a lot of too late for a lot of people. A lot of people about to realize that the way they've been trying to live their rapper dreams and rock star dreams for the last decade or so, it's catching up to people because this economy is not for anybody else other than the most corrupt and the most diabolical, money-driven, money over everything, money, power, respect, ass, punk, mother, them types. If you think like that, yeah, you probably still kicking it. But I promise you, even their day is coming. This ain't like usual. This ain't the typical. This is a very, very important time in history. It's the final chapters of example. It's the time of reckoning. It's the time when people who think they are so rich that the problems they give everybody else, no, that's poor people's problem. That's the guy who lost his job's problem. That woman over there who's crying because she can't pay her rent. Oh, you just need to get your money. Bootstrap yourself. Get your money up. You're like, fool, I can't. What you did destroyed my ability to do that. You know, it's like, see, they don't care. They don't have to care. But I'm telling you, it's coming. The reckoning is a motherfucker. And it's coming. It's coming. The only ones who can be all right mentally okay, is us. Those of us who made it work any damn way. Because when you throw away the rules, okay, and it just gets down to real survival, and other folk go panicking, and all they know to do with that is get angry and mob out and do something violent or chaotic, we know to stay low. We've been ducking and dodging them bullets all our life. We've been avoiding them conflicts all our life, knowing we got what it takes to handle it if it go there. But we're not here for that. We are here for the glory, not the gory. That's another one of my phrases. You can use it. Just remember you got it from me, and give credit. That's all I ever ask. Where you get that from? Man, that's Joseph, man. Who? Joseph the Third. Who is that? You don't know about Joseph, man? ONYXCON. What's ONYXCON? And then you just, open up your phone, put them on game. Put them up on game. Free game, as the kids say. Put them up on game. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, we ain't here for the glory. We here for the glory. You know what I'm saying? We ready for whatever. We gotta be. It's too much going on not to be. We're gonna stay ready for whatever, but that ain't, we ain't trying to prove nothing to nobody, man. We just living. We just gonna stay focused. We gonna keep going no matter what. No matter what, all my real monetization nation understand, because you done already hit that subscribe button by now. You feeling these words of wisdom. You understand you need this in your life. You like what I give you daily in content. You like all the variety you get here. Yeah, you get some wisdom, some insight like this, but you also get edutainment at large, entertainment and education. Check out the latest videos, y'all. It's all out there. It's all out there. It's all out there. We doing it. And we raising funds, as we always are, 501c3 nonprofit arts and creative lifestyle organization. Support us. Hit that Cash App. You ain't gotta, you want to be a real part of it. You want to be a real trooper. You want to be one we don't forget, one we can put, hey, if you got a business, we're going to be shouting you out. Okay? As long as you within our parameters of what we about now. We ain't, you can't be just doing any old thing. You know what I mean? But if you coming legit and you know how to fit in, get in where you fit in, yeah, give a donation. Let us know it was you, $50 or more. And you got a business, you got a logo, you got something, hey, we'll put you at the front of some content. We'll say, hey, shout out to such and such, man. We see you, appreciate you, part of our monetization nation, the ones who understand the mission and help us get to it. Because we got to travel this year. That's the number one thing every year. One of the number one things. I have to travel. And this year particularly is an absolute must. It's a very important birthday year. Okay? Very, very important birthday year. All right? I'll say it like this. Hip-hop as a cultural experience and phenomenon, it turned last year. I turned this year. Do you hear what I say? It's that important year, man. I got to get it. I got to go get it. And I've been wanting to go. I said to myself, I wanted to go somewhere on the continent of Africa. And Egypt is a must. That's probably going to have to be the first. Because of my love of so many things that came out of ancient Egypt. I have to go see the pyramids. I have to stand there. I saw a video series recently, the actor, Laz Alonso. You know him as, oh gosh, what's the character's name? On The Boys. The big brother who always got on the hip hop t-shirts with the gold chain. He always rocking his chain and his t-shirt. He'll DMX one day, Run DMC the next, Public Enemy the next day, Daz Effects another day. He always got some cool hip hop shirts on The Boys. That brother, that's Laz Alonso. He recently made his trip to Egypt. I was very proud to see that, man. I felt like I was there with him just to see the brother happiness. I could tell he was so full of finally having that accomplishment. Because some people don't, it's not a big deal to them. But for other people to make it to see stuff like that, it's like when I went to Chichen Itza. It was like the first major flag, I've seen one of those things that people talk about. If you ever get to see that, you're going to understand why it's a phenomenon. And you do. When you standing there, you're like, wow. It's real. It's real. And it's amazing what the ancients did, And I'm into all that. I'm into ancient cultures and real history, not throwing away real history and making up bullshit to destroy a whole nother generation of minds. No, we're not going with that. You can keep that part of AI. We're gonna tell the truth with it, or nothing at all. So Egypt is still on the list, but I know for the time of year, I don't know. It's still debatable. It's still debatable. It's either gonna be that, or it's gonna be something in the Caribbean. I honestly want the Caribbean because I don't ever get tired of a beach. And Egypt ain't exactly known for its beaches. it's desert, it's hot as hell. It does have the Nile, it does have the river, and I do want to fish the Nile. That's very important to me too. But that's a real hardcore, adventurous, like that ain't it's fun, but it's fun with concern. Like being on the beach, I've never been on a beach that I felt like, I'm always in a safety mode no matter where I'm at, but I don't be on a beach thinking, oh, I wonder when the crocodiles might come up. I mean, unless I was in Australia or somewhere where they have, all right, y'all. I thought I lost y'all for good, but we're gonna finish this thing. We are actually gonna, let me give, I gotta give you two, for that right there, I don't know what makes their live function so strong that if you lose the signal, if your phone overheats, if you need to go between apps to answer a call, do a text, check another app real quick and come back, you can do it generally. Now, I've had stuff just go and it's gone forever, but that's the rare occasion. Most of the time over here, I gotta give credit where, I'm big on credit where credit is due, because things be annoying me with these apps, and I do feel like the algorithm be kind of hating on folk and gatekeeping certain content and all that old stuff. But when they on point, I'm a geek. When you do right, I'm gonna tell you did right. YouTube, y'all doing right with that, man. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, all the people at the staff, whoever makes that possible, gets that technology working like that, that is amazing. I had to deal with some stuff because my phone went off again, getting hot the freaking mighty. I done learned, like, if I don't have my air on and it pointed towards my phone, I have my air circulating a different way. It was on the dash versus on the phone. It got to be on the phone. Like a constant flow of cool air on this thing to keep it right, because live pulls a lot of energy and it makes the phone heat up. In addition to, it's a hot day, so it's coming through the window and it's a whole thing. I got the phone covered and I'm like, how'd it go? Yeah, you see that right there? That's my little, let me show y'all. Look, this is my system. I use this is my gator, which you can wear. You see me wear it when I go fishing and stuff. I love this. This is my ONYXCON fishing tournament. One of my net gators can be worn as a hat too. You put it on. Y'all know what this is. I don't know why. For the slow ones, I'm gonna do it for them real quick. This thing is versatile. You know what I mean? You can do it like this. You feel me? When I go fishing, I'll be rocking it like that. You know what I'm saying? But today ain't a fishing day, so we're gonna just keep it right like this. But it keeps it just puts just enough over the phone to keep it from overheating on the top, and then I got the air running on it. So that's a little tip for my people who do what I do, and if you got something hooked up with yours is like that too for safe driving, you know what I'm saying? Hands on. But man, I tell you, I was talking about, as I'm always talking about one way or another, the passions of travel and how to do it and why we need your financial support so we can give you these vlogs. So I know y'all enjoy them. I see the numbers. I see y'all look at the content. Y'all enjoy when we do this. Yo, fund the channel with the thumb love first. If you ain't got the money, just the thumb love enough is enough to tell a friend, tell 5 people. Tell them 5 to tell 10, 10 tell 15. You understand? You know what I'm talking about? Hundreds grow like that. We getting the numbers, y'all. We seeing it happen, but it's just too slow for what we've been putting in. We need to go ahead and start cooking with the finances so I ain't worried about the damn bills every month, okay? That's all we trying to do. Just get past that little mess. And ain't nobody trying to pretend that it's gonna make us rich overnight or nothing. It ain't about that. I just want survival. I just want to be able to survive and do the content for y'all daily. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. I don't have to be a billionaire. I used to think, I want to be a million. It would be nice, but I just want to be 100,000 there. That's all I need. Let me get that 6-figure thing popping. And let me show you how I'm gonna work it. Cause you ain't seen it right yet. Some of y'all ain't. And y'all gonna need an example. Some of y'all who already got that kind of money need better examples of how to think and to get out of that money, power, respect mentality and get down with this respect, power, money. So that when, oh snap, the Wi-Fi went out. I don't know whether or not I'm making money with crypto or not. I don't know if my stock's or not because I can't see it. My phone is on 2%. Okay? Or hell, it was on 99. I don't care. By the end of a day, where is it if you tapping and ticking and what? Oh, and you ain't got no Wi-Fi? I'll tell you where it's at. It's dead. It's dead. And if you don't know how to get out here and survive or how to speak to people without arrogance and talking to people talking about you broke because you ain't got no money, you ain't got no paper, okay, then you're dead. It's real simple. I ain't talking about from no violent death. I'm talking about you can't live, you can't eat. You can't eat if all you rely on is a grocery store. You can't. I mean, it's 2 and 2 makes 4, y'all. All you got to do is make sense of what makes sense, and it'll always make sense. I don't understand why people can't be this literal, because we've seen too many examples of it happen to where we know it can happen, and it has happened. We've been through a pandemic. We've been through a freaking multiple times where the gas pumps were, they said they were low. There was a shortage of gas, and people was lining up down streets to get gas. I done sat in them. I remember that stuff. We all went through the COVID nonsense. That's just horrible what happened. And what's still affecting people's health. I got friends who, man, my lungs ain't never been the same. Man, this, that, and the other ain't never been the same. Good gracious. And it's true for all of us. None of us know the full effects of what's down the road because of what we did for safety, for whatever we had to go through with that. You know, I'm in the field business. I had to get the vaccines. People talking about I ain't vaccinated. Okay, well, good for you. If you never got sick, or when you did, you got over it quick, and hey man, good for you. That's all. That was your body. This mine. I had to do what I had to do for my family, my body, my income, my job situation, where I freaking worked. I'm in the film biz. They wasn't hearing it. There was super rare exceptions in that business of you being on a set once they started back up without the damn needle. You had to get what you had to get. So I did what I had to damn do. And I only caught that stuff one time with the Omicron thing that particular year when it advanced to that one. And it didn't last long. I will say that much. It hit, and it didn't hit full throttle. I never lost taste, never lost smell, none of that stuff. It was just the weirdest freaking cold I ever had. And that was it. Matter of fact, I think, I would say that's been the last official time I was sick. I say official meaning like I really was just like miserable for a couple of days. The headache part of it was the worst part for me. You know, that achy, just can't sleep because of it bullshit. That was the worst for about 2 nights. But after that, I was all right. Thank goodness, universe blessed. But I done been through way worse than that in terms of some ailment. So I ain't wishing nothing on nobody, and I don't never want to repeat nothing I'm talking about. I'm just saying, we done all, I'm getting off on topics. I'm thinking back as I'm talking. You know how you get in your head like, damn, but that was some stuff. But the real bottom line is, people that pretend like money solves everything, money is nothing if the system falls apart, fool. Because don't nobody care about your damn money if we just trying to eat. You understand? No, some of y'all don't understand that. You know, money will buy me a way to make people stop rioting and shooting each other and robbing each other and doing shit like the Purge movies if the lights go out. No, nothing, no money is gonna matter at that point. You ain't gonna be able to throw dollars at people. You'll be like, fuck the money, man. Let me get that tank of gas. Wait a minute, you got a freezer full of chicken and ribs and steak and what? That's what they want when it goes down. Like, get real, man. Get real, people. Get real. And I got guns. How many you got? How many friends and family members do you have right now would come to your aid fully armed and ready in an apocalypse? Since y'all had these fantasies watching these damn shows and collecting all these guns and bullets and stuff. Like, it's silly. It's silly. And this is coming from somebody who understands and grew up with guns in a positive way, in a respectful way, in a gun safety type way. All right? Thank you, Dad. You know what I'm saying? I come from understanding gun safety and proper, and there's plenty of military people in my family too, but that's not my first reference for why I respect all of that and understand that. I'm just saying, you know, I grew up hunting and fishing, so the hunting was my way into understanding, and that always goes back to survival, one with the rest of nature, knowing how to acquire a meal if necessary. And if you call it your recreation, well, it ain't bad practice to be ready if you ever got to do it. Because for people who talk about that and say, it's ridiculous, those people are so stupid, those hunters, and you don't understand what it is. Now, there are those people who abuse the right of what that is and disrespect the code amongst the rest of nature and see themselves, you know, they think they have, you know, and then they put biblical BS with it and start talking about they have dominion over the rest of nature. Kiss my ass. I don't talk that talk. I don't have dominion over a damn thing but myself. When I look at that man in the mirror, he the only one I got dominion over. He the only one I got control enough to figure out what I'm gonna do next. I don't care how much I know the nature of a creature or plant, flora or fauna. It's not mine. It's my choice to harvest it is always a challenge and always runs the risk of me injuring myself or the creature. The goal is to take it out of its misery as quick as possible if I'm going to harvest it for a meal, and respect that life, because without it, I am nothing. Because for every life we eat on a daily basis and don't think two shits about it, you just go to a burger place and you get a burger. You don't even think about the cows that got slaughtered and how many had to be slaughtered monthly, weekly. You don't even think about how grueling and ugly that processing is, and how no room for no kind of ethical deaths most of the time, or killings. They just slaughter. They just slaughter real and very ugly most of the time, the way that works in them factories. And I'm speaking for people I know who worked in them. I'm talking about the real. How they treat what becomes your food. So for people who talk that ish about somebody who hunts, who at least takes the time, you know, the animal is free. It's wild. It was chance. It was opportunity. It was a moment. You get the shot right, boom, it's over real quick. Thank you. Thank you for this life. Week later, month later, depending if it had to be frozen, whatever, whenever later, you got a meal. And for all y'all who, well, that's why I'm a vegetarian. Well, something still has to die for you to eat. I don't care. You chop a plant, yeah, but it grows back. Not all plants grow back. Some of them have to be completely regrown. You eat life. Life eats life. You ain't eating no damn rocks. And even rocks grow. Minerals grow. Don't they? Crystals, all my crystal people, all my holistics. Don't crystals grow? Okay, all right. Energy is energy. Don't y'all say they full of energy? Okay. Everything is life force. Everything. Everything has some form of life force or applies to your life force if you're involved with it. So just respect that and do what you have to do to stay freaking alive. But know to stay alive that none of this other stuff, all that other stuff is just filler. I'm not saying, when I talk about living your best life, that's why I always say, keep it in perspective. First comes survival. After that is the inspiration of thinking outside the box, having an imagination, the creative. It's what makes life entertaining and worth living. The arts are all that make worth living. You don't live for nothing else but art. Did you hear what I said? Everything you're living for is art. Some of y'all ain't ready for that because y'all so ignorant about what art is. See, man, what the hell? This man crazy. What are you talking about? No, you're crazy. You don't know what art is. Art is every, and I do mean any and every, creative expression that appeals to, ignites, stimulates your senses. All six of them. That means your sixth sense, your inner being, your soul, your essence, your third eye. Some of y'all, you're so religious, y'all scared. Oh, it's demon talk. Well, go to hell, bitch. Because I ain't that. Go to hell then. Go to hell. Go on. Yeah, we got another one coming. Go get him. With your weak draws ass. You don't know what real is. Your whole thing is, your perception of what evil is off of something art. It was a man with some horns. He was a devil. So somebody drew that. Somebody sculpted that. You're afraid of somebody's art. You're afraid of somebody's expression that's meant to represent an energy that has gone through many levels of historic identity to become what you know it to be and what you call evil. It's all been made up over generations and generations and multi-layers of cultural experiences, not one. Shout out to all the cosplayers that was dressed as monsters and demons and crazy shit at MomoCon recently. Y'all look so cool. Have fun with it, man. Knowing the truth of it. Not getting lost in the bullshit. Not gonna let it take you into that nonsense where you start tearing everything that really matters apart because you're scared. Your whole life is based on a fucking economy based on fear. That's what this place is built. America is based on fear. It makes money. Money, power, respect. Money, power, respect. Trump ass shit. It's respect, power, money. And if you don't get respect for how things are written, see, if you have respect for how things originated, you'll never be played, not as often. We all get played a little bit, but you ain't gonna get played like the most because you're gonna know too much. You're like, man, they can't give me that bullshit. That's not even what that means. That's not even where that came from. You can't tell me any group of people, any ethnicity, any construct or quote race is evil or lesser or subhuman. You can't give me that bullshit. I know too much about humanity. I know how we all got here. And I respect that we all came from Africa. And I ain't got no problem with that. See, when you know that, you can't be hateful. It's real simple, people. What's up? What's up? It's real simple. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Yeah. Subscribers have said hi. How you doing? Yeah. Subscribers have said hi. How you doing? But yeah, y'all, it's just serious. It's serious for you to know. But yeah, y'all, it's just serious. It's serious for you to know the truth about things, and you can't be led. You can easily be led when you don't know. When you don't know the truth and somebody else does, oh man, they can tell you anything. They can get you going with anything. Because you don't know the truth. You're not always seeking the truth. And it's a never-ending well. Oh my gosh, it never ends, that truth thing. Never. It just deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. You know? So, said all of that to ultimately say about survival and income and all of that, that if people will just start understanding some of those things I was just saying, we could accomplish a lot of our goals a lot quicker. All of us. I don't care who you are, whatever you're trying to do, because the whole concept of gatekeeping and everything that people are always saying, it's a real thing. But even when it's not at the major level, it especially comes from those who simply don't know their place in the matrix, so to speak, and on purpose, maybe sometimes even subconsciously, are just blocking other people's blessings because, or trying to, because you really can't, you know. My voice is going to get to the right ears at some point. It obviously has. We're already over 1,500. Well, we're about to be, about to be 1,500. I'm going to do another video to celebrate that when we hit that too. That's going to be great. But we're 1.48 thousand. Come on, man. I love that, y'all. I appreciate y'all. You know, it just proves that, yo, you just got to keep doing you. I've always known. And it's like, it's a testament to when you wake up and you say, I'm not going to do anything other than what I always said I was going to do with this channel. I'm not going to change it. I don't care what YouTube says. I don't care what a bunch of YouTube gurus that ain't even working for YouTube say. I'm helping YouTube figure out their algorithm. And I've said this for the longest. Doing multi-niche content is helping them realize what I'm doing works or can work. And I don't know all the perfect hashtags, and I don't know all the perfect times to post or when to do a premiere and when not to. And all I know is, man, I just go with a feeling. And sometimes it gives me thousands, sometimes it gives me 20. But 20 is still 20. And out of 20, maybe 10 of them subscribed. I ain't lost nothing yet. You got to think that way. You can't get stuck on, well, you need to be more focused on your watch time hours since you've already got 1,000. You think I'm not? Of course I am. And the more subscribers I get, it's inevitable that we hit over the 4,000. Better yet, because people love our shorts, we gonna get the millions. We're gonna get the millions of views. It's gonna happen. And when we get there, we're gonna travel more. And then I'm gonna really be free, y'all. to show y'all what I really can do. You're gonna help me supercharge this whole thing. I put up a post recently on our Instagram. I couldn't share it here. I tried to share it here, but I had music on it. So I said, well, I'll bump it. It was made for my Instagram especially, so I didn't worry about it not being good for here. But I put it on Instagram. I put it on TikTok. ONYXCON 1 is our TikTok, the numeral 1. And it's just a video where I'm just saying we have 17.2 thousand should be subscribers, followers on Instagram. And I get dry in the mouth talking about this all the damn time. I get so damn tired of saying this. But if all of them would subscribe, I know all of them can't, but just the thought of it. Hell, if 10,000 of them did, if 1,000 of them did, if 1,000 of them did, we'd be ready to just do mostly all content, not have to worry about the financials of week to week, day to day, stress. No. That would cover our expenses to where the studio is strictly for the studio. We can really get busy. I could start investing in more streaming technology to do fancier streams when I go live for my video game stuff or any interviews. I could buy some of the fancy microphones and do some real podcast style stuff, but I'm gonna set mine up different from anybody else. It ain't gonna look like that run-of-the-mill stuff you see everywhere with the same damn LED lights in the dark room and the same sporty gamer chair. Like, nah, I gotta do something different, man. I'm not trying to be nobody else. I'm not trying to, is this the same channel just with a different guy in the chair or a different girl in the chair or different? No, I gotta do something different. And speaking of the girls, the ladies, I got some honeys. I've been thinking about this. I got some ladies I know. They travel more than I do and stuff, and they fine. So I know they would get attention. I'm considering seeing about if they want to be official ONYXCON hottie agents, so to speak, for our travel club and pushing and me sharing their. Some of them want to do YouTube. They just haven't started channels and stuff like that. And if this sounds like you, by the way, hit me up, DM. At ONYXCON fan base or on Instagram is about the best way to do it. Or you can write direct, ONYXCON@gmail.com. Be serious, be about your business. Don't leave out no details. Say who you are, where you're from, what you want to do, how we could all benefit each other. But if you know you're trying to, and this goes for any other elements, whether it's the gaming, the outdoors, like if you're a young fisherman or older fisherman, you're starting a YouTube, but you ain't got no numbers, right? You want to collab with a channel. You can collab with us. We're on our way. I ain't never said we were fully monetized. I said we on our way. We right around the corner from monetization. And being a nonprofit, it would be like on a volunteer base. You would have the understanding that yes, any funds we make in this early stage, it ain't gonna be a whole lot no damn way. It got to go toward ONYXCON, so don't expect no money out of it. But if you want to get some numbers and that will help you build your channel, like you can format content, for us that you would then share. All right, and let's say you got a video you want to share on your channel too. You just got to do something different about it because YouTube, it won't let you do the same content on two different channels. They'll see a violation with that. So we ain't trying to get in trouble. Give us a version something extra that makes that version we get different. We'll put our logos and everything on it. This is an official partnering between an upcoming YouTuber and us. To help, they're helping us push our content to another level, have options for new content and everything, and we'll help them do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And everybody gets a little something out of it because you're getting your face out there more on a channel that already has some numbers. That's us. And maybe your channel is one of them channels. I got a lot of friends like this. They say they understand YouTube and they talk big talk, and then there's ones who don't talk big talk and they know they don't really understand it and they don't really be serious about it, but they have a channel. And it shows. You look at their channel, they like, man, they ain't posted in 2 years. They may have at one time posted regularly and they gave up, but I understand how hard it is not to, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's freaking tough. But I'm staying the whole time. My circumstances allow me to. I'll put it like that because I've learned that's the reason why. The reason why any of us are able to do anything we do with longevity, it's our circumstances. Mine are different from the friend I might be thinking of when I say this. That he got kids and a wife. I ain't got that. I ain't got that extra responsibility, you know? I just got to worry about me. That makes a huge difference. So again, this is the other reason why someone like me could be extremely beneficial to somebody who has that busier life but still wants to do this stuff. Let's help each other. And I'm a nonprofit, so you can't lose. Like, any expenses that go into you making the content, you can write that off, because I gave this as a donation to ONYXCON, to their channel, to have content. Hello? Hit me in the DMs, y'all. Peace.